Listen to my man back there. We're weak on immigration, I will say that. And we have to be strong on immigration, and we have to build a wall. We're going to build a wall. We're going to build a big, beautiful wall. A big, beautiful wall. And we're going to have a door in the wall, and people are going to come into our country. But what are they going to do? They're going to come in legally. They're going to come in legally. So I did this last night. First time ever, but I loved it. I did it last night. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Who's going to pay for the wall? Who's going to pay for the wall? Who's going to pay for that wall? You better believe it. And they'll do it. And look, look at this hat. I love it. I love it. You know, a poll just came out, in all fairness, because I love Mexico. I love the Mexican people, and many, many work for me. Paul, I love the Mexican. Oh, good. Somebody's happy over there. But many, many, thousands and thousands of Hispanics work for me and have worked for me over the years, and they're amazing people. The problem we have is that their leaders are too... By the way, they caught El Chapo today. Did you know? That's good. That's good. I don't think he liked me too much. The rumor was he didn't like me. When they caught him, I said, that's good news. But the problem we have is that their leaders are too smart for our leaders. So they're ripping us. They're doing a great job for Mexico. But when you have Ford building their big plant in Mexico, when you have Nabisco moving its factory, they have a big, big plant, and they're moving their factory from Chicago to Mexico. So what are we not going to eat anymore? Oreos. We're not eating Oreos. That's not a bad thing, by the way. It wouldn't be. But they're moving their big plant to Mexico. And, you know, I tell the story because, to me, it's a great story, and it's instructive, and I hope too many haven't heard it. But a lot of times they say, play it again, do it again, because they want to hear it. But it's the most instructive. All of these guys, I'm self-funding my campaign. I'm putting up my own money, okay? I mean, it's nice to be able to do. But I've been a big contributor. I've been a massive contributor, not just to Republicans. I contributed to everybody. When I was a businessman, which was actually 6 months ago, can you believe it? Now I'm a politician. I'm a politician. I never thought I'd see myself as a politician. Why don't we just say, I'm a businessman who's running for office? Can we say? We don't want to say politician. We don't want to say politician. But, you know, when I look at what's gone on, and when I've given so much money, $350,000 fairly recently to the Republican Governors Association, the RGA, and, you know, millions and millions of dollars to people. And when you're running for, you know, when you're a business person, one of the magazines said he's a world-class businessman, which in all fairness, I am. I got to be friendly with everybody. I got to be friendly with everybody. So I'll give to Dems, I'll give to Republicans, I'll give to whatever. But, you know, I always get treated good. Mr. Trump, would you like to have dinner? You know, it's very important. Washington right now is in total gridlock. We have a president that wants to kill the Second Amendment. We have Hillary Clinton who wants to destroy and take your guns away from you, by the way. She wants to take your guns away. And, frankly, you can't do that with an executive order. You know, you're supposed to sit down with the Democrats and the Republicans and the liberals and the conservatives and everybody else, and you're supposed to hammer out deals. And maybe you can't do it, but it's hard. You know, to do that is hard because it means you have to devote that's what I do. My whole life is making deals. You have to get people in your office, and you have to take them out to dinner, and you have to have your wife there, and you have to have the family, and then you have to bring them out again because they're acting up, and then you have to get the other ones, and you have to get all these people, and they drive you crazy. But if you're really good at it, you can get it done. But what you shouldn't be doing is saying, you know what? I'll never be able to get anything done, so I'm just going to sign this little piece of paper and let them sue me and let them work it out over the next 5 years when somebody else is on the golf course. You understand? We can't do it. So I just want to tell you, your second, and this is a big Second Amendment area, your Second Amendment, if I win, is totally, totally, totally protected, okay? Totally protected. And I tell the story, if you take a look at Paris, where we had that horrible 130 people killed, others to follow, very, very horribly wounded, sitting in hospitals, and you'll have others to follow. 130 people killed. In Los Angeles, in California, you had the two wackos that came in, how about that, came in on a marriage visa, Who the hell, why are we taking a marriage visa? And by the way, have you seen what's been happening within our country in the last 2 or 3 days? Have you seen? And we have a president that doesn't even want to talk about what's really happening. We have to find out what the hell is going on. We have to do it. We have to do it. But in Paris or in California, if some of the people on the other side, Paris is the toughest gun location, they say, practically in the world. Paris. France, generally, you can't get a gun unless you're a bad guy. You just have a gun, you walk in. I mean, what the hell? Nobody's going to do anything. Nobody else has a gun. So the only ones that have the guns are the bad guys. You saw that with a magazine a year ago. Now you see it here. So they walk in. Nobody has a gun. Bing, move over. Boom, move over. Boom. That's the way they did it. Just come on. Next. Well, and they kill 130 people plus. Now, if somebody in this room, like him, right? Like him, my guy. Guy's been at like 10 of my rallies. He's like my brother, this one. Like him. But, see, that's youth. That's youth. But if somebody in Paris or in California, if they had guns on the other side, not a lot. If they had 3 or 4 people with revolvers strapped to their hip or their ankle, I tell you what, it would have been a whole different story, folks. You'd have bullets going 2 ways. No, you'd have bullets going 2 ways. You would have bullets going 2 ways, and sure, there would have been a problem. But you wouldn't have 130 people plus laying there. You wouldn't have 14 people, and these people gave them wedding parties. Can you believe it? The people in California gave wedding parties to these 2 highly radicalized people. And in California, there were people that knew what was going on. You have to report them to the police. You have to report them to the police. They had pipe bombs all over the floor of their apartment. People saw the pipe bombs, and they said, oh, we're not going to report. We're not going to report them. Okay? There's something wrong here. There's something going on. And until we get it straightened out, we have to be vigilant. We have to be smart. We can no longer be the stupid country anymore. We can't do it. We're led by people. I used to say incompetent. We're led by stupid people. We can't have it anymore. So every time I say, and every time I talk about Second Amendment, I bring up things like this. I can bring up 100 others. Like, how about these gun-free zones on military bases? We have the 5. Say it. I can fix it. Jeb can't fix it. I can. Well, actually, Jeb Bush came out with a statement. He can fix it. Now, if you're in politics, you don't want to use the word fix. Fix means ding, 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 right? You don't want to use that word. No, I take care of things, believe me. It's going to be fixed. There's a lot of things. You know, when we have budgets, and how about the budget that was just passed, okay? No. Obama got every single thing he wanted. We got nothing. I couldn't believe how fast. And then you wonder, you know, I know where the Democrats are coming from. I don't even mind it. That's what they're doing. But what about the Republicans? We elect them, all of us. They go to Washington, and they become different people. We're going to end Obamacare, that you give them a vote. We're going to end Obamacare. We're not going to let people come in from Syria that we never saw before, that we have no idea where they are. They could be ISIS, and they could be ISIS. And by the way, it's turning out that they probably are ISIS. You see, the migration, right? You see, it's sad. I mean, it's sad. But then you look and you say, there's so many men. They're so young. They're very strong. Where are the women? Where are the children? And you look, and then on top of it, they have cell phones. Now, what the hell? How are you in a migration You don't have any papers. They don't know where you come from. You have no documentation, but you have a cell phone. And on the cell phone, what's on there? ISIS flags, right? They have ISIS flags on the cell phone. They have pictures of horrible carnage on the cell phones. What are we doing, folks? What are we doing? What are we doing? We can't do it any longer. I didn't need to do this. Believe me, I had a very nice life. I have this beautiful family. I have a beautiful company. I had to do it. I had to do it. You know, politicians are all talk, they're no action. I'm telling you. I deal with them. And not every single one, but just about. I've dealt with them for 35 years, for so many years. And that's all. I get zoning in New York. I get everything I want. I know so much about politicians. All talk, no action. The thing they're best at is getting reelected. The thing they're really good at is getting people to give them money to get reelected. And you know what? When that happens, and I'll tell you, so let's go back to Ford. They build a plant. We know it's no good. How is it good? You don't have to go through college. You don't have to go through anything. They build a plant, $2.5 billion plant in Mexico, right? Now, let's say that Hillary gets in. She's given $100 million and going to be much more than that. And all of those people that put up $5 million, $2 million, $1 million, believe me, they control her. So she knows it's no good. So she'll say, it's no good. Then she'll be visited by a lobbyist, by a special interest group, or by her donors. And they'll say, we gave you a lot of money, or somebody gave you a lot of money. You can't do this. This would be, and she'll say, all right. Now, here's the difference. Trump wins, right? Right? Okay. So Trump wins. I know the lobbyists. I hire the lobbyists. They're very good. They're very capable. I could get almost anything. I think I could get almost anything passed. Okay? I think I could get almost anything passed. I know the good ones. I know the bad ones. And, you know, I mean, I understand the game. And I think you have to understand the game like Obama doesn't understand the game. He doesn't know radical Islamic terrorism. He doesn't know. He refuses to say the name. If you don't say the name, you're never going to solve the problem. I know the game. And I know the game very well. And these people will come in. Huh? Is there somebody? Was there somebody up there? Hey, look, it's a problem. We have a problem, huh? We have a problem, and it's going to be solved, but we have to understand the problem. We have to know the problem. And before we do anything, and before we do anything stupid, we have to know what we're doing. So we do have a real problem. We do have a real problem. There is such a level of hatred that you can't even believe it. There's a hatred, a deep-seated hatred. We have to find out where is it coming from and what can we do about it. And people have to help us. They have to help us. People in the community have to help us. Because you know what? The police in this country are absolutely incredible people. They're incredible people. And